The rooftop air was heavy, carrying the mix of your sobs and the sound of Taehyung's unsteady breathing. He had just pulled you into his arms after making that reckless, terrifying move of pointing his gun at himself to stop you. His heartbeat thundered beneath your ear as you clung to him, trembling, his voice low but steady as he whispered again and again that he would fix everything. But even in his arms, your chest tightened with dread. You knew Taehyung, the Mafia king, feared by everyone, and you knew what he was capable of. His promise to fix everything wasn't just words, it was blood. You swallowed hard, lifting your tear stained face to look at him. His eyes were sharp, burning with fury at the thought of your boss. No, your ex, daring to insult and harass you. His jaw was clenched so tightly that the muscles shifted under his skin, his fist curling around you as if only his hold was keeping him from storming out right then and there. Taehyung, your voice cracked, soft but urgent. He tilted his head down, his gaze narrowing on you. What is it, Angel? Don't kill him. The words made him freeze for a second, and then he pulled back just enough to stare at you in disbelief. His brows knitted together and his lips parted as if he couldn't quite process that you were serious. Don't kill him. His voice dropped husky and sharp. Do you even realize what you are asking me? That bastard laid his filthy hands on you, made you cry, insulted you for months. I already imagine 1,000 ways to make him pay, and you're telling me not to kill him? You sigh, looking away for a moment before forcing yourself to meet his piercing eyes again. Yes, I don't want blood on your hands because of me. If you kill him, people will only say the Mafia. The Mafia did what he always does, but if he gets arrested, if the world sees what he really is, if he loses everything, that would be worse. He will rot with the shame, he will feel powerless. That's a punishment worse than death. The young jaw tightened as he listened, his eyes dark and unreadable. He tilted his head, studying you like he always did when he was both irritated and impressed at the same time. After a long silence, he let out a low groan and ran a hand through his messy hairs. God, you are too merciful for your own good, he muttered, shaking his head. Then he leaned closer, his nose brushing yours, his voice dropping into a deep growl. But fine, I'll listen. I won't kill him, but don't you dare stop me from beating the living hell out of him first. At least give me that, Despite the heaviness in your chest, a small chuckle escaped your lips. Of course, you would say that. His lips curved into a dangerous smirk, but there was something softer. Something softer underneath it, something he only showed you. Good, because I was starting to think my angel wanted to make me a saint. You rolled your eyes lightly, sniffling, and pressed your forehead against his chest. He tightened his hold on you, one hand sliding up to cradle the back of your head. But then his tone shifted, serious again. He tipped your chin up, forcing you to meet his gaze. Listen to me carefully. You are not going back to that office. Not tomorrow, not ever. You blinked at him, startled. Taeyong. No. His voice was sharp and final. I mean it. I'm done watching you drag yourself through hell while pretending you're fine. If you think I'll let you work under some bastard again, you're wrong. I'll burn the whole damn building before that happens. You frowned slightly, your lips parting to argue, but he silenced you with the finger pressed gently against them. Shh. This time you don't get a say. If you want to work, then you will work for yourself. I'll invest whatever it takes. Open your own business, anything you want. You will be the boss, not someone's pawn. You will never bow your head to anyone again. Do you hear me? His eyes bored into yours so intense and raw that you felt your throat close up. Your chest swelled with a mix of emotion, fear, relief, love, gratitude. For a moment, you couldn't speak, so you just nodded, tears spilling over again. He kissed them away one by one, murmuring softly, That's my girl, my strong, stubborn angel. No more suffering. Not when you are mine. You let out a shaky laugh between your tears. You are really stubborn, you know that? And you love me for it, he teased, brushing his lips against your temple. You sigh, finally leaning into his embrace, resting against the warmth of his chest. Fine, I'll do it. I'll try. My own business. That's my goal. His tone softened, almost proud, almost relieved. He wrapped his coat tighter around you as the night air grew colder. Now let's go downstairs before you catch cold. I have had enough drama for one night. You chuckled faintly as he led you towards the rooftop door, his arms securely around you, his presence wrapping you in a safety you would never know before. For the first time in a long while, you felt like maybe, just maybe, you weren't weak at all. Not when he was by your side. You first met Taehyung in the most unexpected way. He was your neighbor's son who had just returned from abroad, mysterious yet warm at the same time. Behind your small apartment stood a grand towering mansion that had always sparked your curiosity. Its tall iron gates, luxury cars, and suited men moving in and out whispered of power and danger. People in the neighborhood often spoke in hushed voices about the mansion's owners, the Kims, the most feared mafia family in Korea. So, when you discovered that Taehyung was connected to that very family, your heart skipped. The boy who had gently asked if you needed help carrying groceries, who smiled when you waved at children on the streets, who always noticed the tiniest things about you, he didn't fit the ruthless image you had painted in your head. The rumors painted him as cold and untouchable, but your reality of him was the complete opposite. As days turned into weeks, Taehyung kept showing up sometimes with casual small talk, sometimes with quiet companionship when you didn't want to be alone. He never pushed, never forced, just lingered in the background until you realized his presence had become your comfort. What shocked you even more was how well he seemed to know you, not just your habits but your heart. You once told him about your painful past with Ethan, your ex who had left scars you thought no one could heal, and instead of judging or pitying you, Taehyung simply listened. He remembered every detail, every tear hidden behind your smile, as if carrying the weight alongside you. Long before the word love was spoken, he had already begun protecting you in silence, shielding you from the kind of hurt you thought was inevitable. It was only much later, one quiet night under the city lights, that he finally confessed what had been there all along. He had fallen for you long before you noticed him, long before you trusted him with your brokenness. And in that moment, you realized that despite his dark lineage, despite the shadows of the Kim family mansion looming just behind your apartment, Taehyung was nothing like the rumors. He was the boy who chose to love you with a tenderness the world thought him incapable of. What began as unexpected friendship had bloomed into something deeper, stronger, unshakable. Loving him wasn't simple, it was a leap into a storm, but it was also the safest you had ever felt.